All right, welcome to the first episode of my new series, The Off Season, which was supposed to start in May, but I didn't get to until now. But I still feel like this one's important, so I want to do this one. Over the summer, most people don't bowl, and if you do, it's either just a tournament here or there, or maybe you're practicing, or some kind of different league that's not available during the winter season. Generally, most of the people that do bowl over the summer don't take it as seriously or just use it as practice or experience to get better prepared for next season. When it comes to purchases, people usually focus on the big ticket items like the balls and the bags and jerseys and shoes and stuff like that. But in my opinion, the most important equipment for me, the stuff that I think you should actually start with, is an accessory bag. I think having a complete accessory bag has been a big factor in my success over the last year. I didn't used to carry much with me or understand the importance of accessories, but I keep finding myself in situations where I need something and then didn't have it, and it ended up costing me significantly. In this video, we're going to talk about building a solid accessory bag, and hopefully it will add a few pins to your average. There's three really basic things that are foundation for an accessory bag. They're a puff ball or grip sack, a bag of easy slide, and tape. Those are the three basics. Actually, here a fun note that I didn't add here in the script is that the Storm scented grip sacks, if you have a couple of those, you can actually put those into your bowling shoe inside your bag, and they act as little shoe fresheners. Life hack, fun fact, tip. I never really understood the need for a puff ball and easy slide until I went to a tournament where it was ridiculously unbearably hot inside, and my hands got so sticky I couldn't let the ball go. Now I have extras of both. Tape is another absolute must due to a couple different reasons. Your hands will never be exactly the same size. My thumb doesn't swell or shrink much, but maybe a couple of pieces of tape, of pieces of slick tapes worth, but a good or perfect fit is crucial. Norm Duke fiddles with tape constantly because he's trying to keep his release consistent. You'll want a couple different kinds of tape, textured and slick. I use the slick strips from Turbo and the grip strips from Turbo, and I've got a couple of different types of each. These are the pink grip strips, which I really like. The slick strips are basically like black tape that anybody else has. It's just the really thin stuff. Textured tape gives you some grip if you need it. It's actually a little bit thicker too. The slick stuff's just for small adjustments and keeping the texture of the whole the same. I also do have a life hack there. If you like the texture or feel, or you have moisture hands, you don't really need the textured tape for a grip type thing. But if you get into the middle of the winter and if you've lost some weight, or it's cold outside, or really cold outside or something, and you need more than just a couple of pieces of tape of the slick stuff, one thing that I like to do is I keep the grip strips and the slick strips anyway, and so I will put a couple pieces of the grip strips in there first, which are thicker, and then I'll just put the slick strips over top for the texture thing, so I can fill the hole up with the grip strips and then use the slick strips for the texture. Next on the list is more things that will help you out with your fit. A couple different grits of sandpaper, a rougher grit and a smoother grit. I actually use for my rougher stuff, I use the little sanding discs that come for the bevel sanders or whatever that they have in the pro shop, and it kind of fits around your finger nicely, so I can just work it in and out of the thumb hole to open it up if I need it. And then I have a slicker piece of sandpaper that I can smooth the hole back out with. They have some stuff like a rasp or like a draw tool that's got like a sharp disc on the end of it, and you just put it in the thumb hole, and as you pull out, it takes material out. I think that takes a little bit too much out, and it messes with the hole shape too much, and the rasp is just the worst invention in the history of bowling. If you're swelling to the point where you can't get out of the ball even with easy slide, just having a little bit of sandpaper in there, even to just freshen up or clean up the hole, can be a lifesaver. The rougher grit, of course, is to remove the material. Smooth sandpaper to smooth the whole texture back down once you've got enough out. Like I said, the rasp or the draw tool I think takes a little bit too much out. Now a bevel knife is something that you can use to remove material and soften the edge of the hole too, maybe even to remove a burr or smooth off a cut. If the ball hits funny in the back and comes back with a little damage around the top of the hole. The other reason I don't really like a rasp or a draw tool is because it's a lot harder to control the shape of the hole. A lot of the time the rasp, you end up funneling the hole out. So you take a whole lot more material out of the top of the hole than you do out of the bottom of the hole, and so you end up with a similar problem. Now, next is something that I don't personally use, but the tape that actually goes on your thumb. It can be a fit thing, it can be a release thing, a skin protection thing, but quite a few people use it. They come in several different textures on the back for a slower or quicker release. My wife actually uses the Mint Turbo tape, which is the number 6 for them. It's the slowest release, and she just does it for a skin protection thing, not as much for a release thing. Something else I don't personally use, but as seen as a growing trend, is rock tape. It's that kinesiology tape that has several benefits. If you haven't tried it because it seems expensive or confusing, Turbo's YouTube channel actually has several great short and specific videos on it. They tell you the benefits of using it, why you should use it in the first place, and they have several like 1 to 2 minute videos that show you specific placement for like your wrist, your hand, your knee, shoulders, legs, whatever else. They don't just have one big 30-minute video that you got to kind of surf through to find what you want. They have it specifically labeled, titled, pictured, and it's just a short little video to show you how to put it on, and talks a little bit about it. So that's great. Highly recommend going and subscribing to Turbo's YouTube channel and checking all that out. Outside of this, there's a few other helpful things. Abralon pads are something that every tournament bowler should carry in case you need to alter the surface of your bowling ball. Friction's important, friction's good. You can also change the reaction shape by adding surface or smoothing the cover out. Maybe you have something at 1,000 grit, and that's way too much in practice. Take a 3,000 or 4,000 pad to it and see what it looks like. Extra sliding pads for your shoes can also be crucial, as well as a shoe brush. Sometimes the approaches are slicker or tackier in other centers, and of course you can't put any powder or substance on the bottom of your shoes. You can, of course, alter the texture of the pads or just change them out. You also might step in something, so if nothing else, carry extras of the pads you use the most. I also carry an extra shoe cover or something in case I lose one or something happens to it, or it just kind of magically gets up and walks away, which happens. I know this all sounds expensive, and it kind of is, but it's also important, and summer is the time where you likely won't be after the big ticket items, so you can spend the 3 months over the summer gradually accumulating it all. You don't have to go right out and just drop a couple $100 all at the same time. I can tell you that just the addition of the grip sack and Easy Slide has made a significant difference for both my bowling and my wallet. Now this is also a bunch of stuff, but fortunately enough, Storm makes deluxe accessory bags and a deluxe backpack. I have both. They're amazing. This concludes my video on accessories. There's several more things that people carry with them, and if you have anything that I didn't mention here, put them down in the comments. Anything extra, maybe unusual, maybe some life hack type stuff. Type them in. Maybe there's something cool out there that I don't use and could be. So that's what I got. Thanks for watching, and hope this helps you out.